Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have long been upheld as Hollywood's golden couple, adored for their quick wit, on-screen charisma, and effortless charm. Their social media banter, joint interviews, and picture-perfect red carpet moments have cultivated an image of a flawless marriage. But now, rumblings within the industry suggest that the shine may be wearing off. Allegations of behind-the-scenes disputes, controlling behavior, and a major lawsuit have ignited speculation that their fairytale image may not reflect reality. Sources claim that top industry insiders are now closely watching the pair as their carefully crafted brand of authenticity faces public scrutiny. The couple who built an empire on relatability may soon be forced to prove that their private lives are as perfect as their public persona suggests.
Blake's first amended complaint, Blake changed what she alleges about what happened while filming the slow dance.
To millions, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively represent the pinnacle of modern celebrity. Stylish, witty, and effortlessly relatable. Blake dominates fashion headlines, while Ryan entertains audiences with self-deprecating humor about marriage and fatherhood. Their online presence portrays them as Hollywood's most beloved sweethearts. Their origin story begins on the set of Green Lantern, a box office flop that unexpectedly sparked their real-life romance. From that point on, their public image was built on playful interviews, romantic gestures, and viral social media moments. Yet, behind the glamour, insiders suggest their brand may be more strategic than spontaneous. They claim that every post, every appearance, and every candid moment is meticulously curated to protect their pristine reputation. For years, any sign of conflict vanished before reaching headlines, leading some to suspect a powerful PR operation engineered to shield their golden couple status from controversy.
Footage has been released for everyone to see. So what they're saying is, now that, Justin Baldoni shared the truth of what it looks like, they're no longer making the same.
For years, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were praised for maintaining spotless reputations in an industry rife with scandal. But that image was shaken when actor-director Justin Baldoni accused Blake of fabricating harassment claims against him. The situation escalated dramatically when Baldoni filed a $400 million lawsuit alleging defamation, professional sabotage, and an orchestrated effort to remove him from the high-profile film adaptation of It Ends With Us. Initially, many defended Blake, pointing to her long history of avoiding controversy. But as Baldoni's filings gained traction, the narrative shifted. Hollywood insiders began questioning whether this case reflected a much larger pattern, one in which Blake allegedly used influence to assert control behind the scenes. Reports suggest that Ryan Reynolds has privately stood by her side, reinforcing their united front. Yet, the lawsuit's magnitude has cast a long shadow over their flawless image, forcing fans to confront the possibility that their fairytale may be far more complex than it appears.
They said Miss Lively was filming a slow dance scene for a montage in which no sound was recorded. Of course, Justin.
Multiple reports indicate that Ryan Reynolds may have actively used his Hollywood influence to shape public perception surrounding the Baldoni dispute. Insiders allege the couple worked to frame Baldoni as the aggressor while casting Blake Lively as the wronged party, a move aimed at securing public sympathy. However, private conversations within the industry tell a different story. Several well-known figures have reportedly voiced quiet support for Baldoni, admitting to uncomfortable experiences of their own but refusing to speak publicly for fear of professional fallout. Questions have also been raised about the timing of Blake's accusations, with some speculating they may have been strategically aligned with contract negotiations or creative disputes. Regardless of where the truth lies, the $400 million legal battle has already shifted public perception. The once untouchable sheen surrounding Ryan and Blake's image now shows visible cracks, fueling speculation that Ryan's charisma may conceal a far more calculated agenda.
She ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence.
Within Hollywood circles, whispers persist that Ryan Reynolds, despite his light-hearted public persona, may be significantly more controlling behind the scenes than fans realize. Industry sources claim he frequently seeks final authority over scripts, casting, and promotional strategies on projects he is involved in. While such involvement is common among A-list actors, critics argue Ryan's insistence on control has repeatedly led to tension. Former Deadpool co-star TJ Miller publicly accused Ryan of personal disrespect on set, choosing to walk away from future sequels despite guaranteed financial success. Likewise, director Tim Miller exited the Deadpool franchise amid what insiders described as creative clashes driven by Ryan's refusal to compromise. Even past friendships appear affected. His highly publicized camaraderie with Jake Gyllenhaal faded abruptly, sparking speculation of a behind-the-scenes fallout. While none of these incidents are confirmed, their consistency paints a telling portrait, suggesting that behind the jokes and viral memes may be a fiercely protective figure determined to control every facet of his image, even at the cost of loyalty and relationships.
Downey chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Miss Lively out of character.
Neither Ryan Reynolds nor Jake Gyllenhaal has ever addressed the sudden disappearance of their once highly publicized friendship, leaving fans to speculate about the reasons behind their abrupt distance. Another unresolved question surrounds actress Morena Baccarin, Ryan's love interest in the first Deadpool film, whose presence was significantly reduced in the sequel. Her near absence from promotional campaigns sparked rumors of internal conflict. Insiders allege that creative disagreements over her character's direction led Ryan to quietly minimize her involvement. Meanwhile, several notable filmmakers have reportedly shown hesitancy in partnering with Ryan despite his commercial success. Quentin Tarantino has openly criticized what he calls streaming-era stars who dominate the box office without depth, a remark many believe was partially aimed at figures like Reynolds. Similarly, director Chris Columbus allegedly rejected Ryan's attempt to produce Stoned Alone, a stoner-themed reboot of Home Alone, viewing it as a disrespectful parody of the family classic. These incidents have fueled further debate about Ryan's creative judgment and influence within the industry.
Her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour.
For years, Ryan Reynolds has deflected controversy with humor, relying on charm to diffuse tension, and audiences largely accepted it. But as more accounts of strained professional relationships pile up, some are beginning to reevaluate earlier incidents. A recurring pattern emerges: Ryan consistently walks away unscathed, while collaborators slowly fade from the spotlight. Blake Lively, meanwhile, has enjoyed a long-standing reputation as Hollywood's sweetheart, known for her Gossip Girl fame, fashion icon status, and approachable persona. Scandal rarely touched her. However, the explosive accusations in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit have prompted a reassessment. According to those claims, Blake may have strategically weaponized or exaggerated harassment allegations to gain greater control over It Ends With Us. If substantiated, it would suggest that beneath her warm public image lies a far more calculated strategist.
Right? You run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy.
Throughout her career, Blake Lively has been viewed as intentional and highly ambitious, mastering press appearances, steering interviews to her advantage, and shaping her public identity with precision. Industry sources claim that when Blake and Ryan operate as a unit, they function less like a celebrity couple and more like a coordinated PR empire, willing to apply pressure behind the scenes if it benefits their narrative. One moment, they're trading playful birthday pranks online. The next, they're accused of sidelining directors or co-stars who challenge their authority. While many of these claims remain unverified, the growing volume of speculation has caused even longtime admirers to question the authenticity of their image. Some now believe that Blake's influence in crafting every media move alongside Ryan explains why their brand has long appeared impenetrable, until now. Notably, before Blake entered the picture, Ryan was married to another A-list star, Scarlett Johansson.
Of what happens when you totally emasculate a man. And then she continued. She took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there.
Scarlett Johansson has previously described her past marriage to Ryan Reynolds as emotionally turbulent, alluding to insecurity and jealousy as key factors that strained their relationship, especially as her Marvel career skyrocketed. Although she avoided naming Ryan directly, her remarks about competitive tension in partnerships led many to believe he struggled with being overshadowed. The overlap between his separation from Scarlett and his blossoming romance with Blake Lively has never been firmly clarified, prompting speculation that their connection may have developed before his marriage was fully over. For critics, this unresolved history reinforces current concerns surrounding Ryan's alleged need for control, both professionally and personally. If dominance and rivalry played a role in past relationships, They may also explain the pattern of disputes now resurfacing from former colleagues, directors, and most recently, Justin Baldoni.
Times where people ignore the red flags and say, let's just keep pushing, those are the times where you fail. The majority of things that we're buying are created.
When a Hollywood power couple like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively invests years into cultivating an untouchable image, even the smallest fracture can escalate into a full-blown crisis. That appears to be unfolding now as Justin Baldoni's lawsuit drags their carefully polished brand into public scrutiny. For years, Ryan and Blake were celebrated as the charming, drama-free duo, their every red carpet walk and social media exchange reinforcing the idea of a flawless marriage built on humor and authenticity. But that perception began to shift when Baldoni accused Blake of fabricating harassment claims in what he described as a calculated attempt to remove him from It Ends With Us. His $400 million defamation suit turned a private dispute into a national headline. Rather than calming the storm, the couple stirred more backlash when they appeared together on Saturday Night Live, joking about legal troubles. What they seemingly intended as a show of unity was widely criticized as dismissive and tone-deaf. Baldoni's legal team condemned the performance as an attempt to trivialize serious allegations, while insiders suggested Ryan was strategically using his influence to shape public perception in Blake's favor, a move that could be disastrous if Baldoni presents compelling evidence. As scrutiny intensified, old controversies surrounding Ryan resurfaced. T.J. Miller previously accused him of demeaning behavior on the Deadpool set. Director Tim Miller exited the franchise over alleged creative power struggles. Even Ryan's once notorious friendship with Jake Gyllenhaal abruptly faded from public view, sparking questions about whether he prioritizes control over collaboration. Actress Morena Baccarin's diminished presence in Deadpool 2, paired with her reduced promotional appearances, added further fuel, with some speculating she too had been quietly pushed aside. Meanwhile, directors like Quentin Tarantino and Chris Columbus openly criticized Ryan's creative choices, with Columbus blasting his attempt to reboot Home Alone as stoned alone as disrespectful to the original. Blake, once viewed as the lovable gossip girl alum with impeccable style and a wholesome reputation, also found herself under scrutiny. Industry sources allege her public persona is less effortless than engineered, built on strategic photo ops and tightly controlled interviews. Some insiders claim she and Ryan operate as a calculated partnership, willing to sideline or discredit others when necessary to protect their power couple narrative. Baldoni's lawsuit reinforces that portrayal, framing Blake's harassment allegations not as courage, but as a tactical move for creative leverage. The controversy has reignited past remarks from Scarlett Johansson, who described her marriage to Ryan as turbulent, clouded by insecurity and jealousy as her career soared. Speculation that Ryan's romance with Blake overlapped with the end of that marriage has only deepened the perception that control and ego may be recurring themes in his relationships. With this backdrop, Ryan and Blake's attempts to deflect the lawsuit through humor have only intensified criticism. To some, their once beloved image now appears less authentic and more like a carefully managed PR illusion. Supporters argue the couple is simply a target of envy, punished for their success. But detractors point to the sheer volume of resurfaced disputes as evidence that something deeper may be at play. And according to whispers within the industry, Baldoni may not be alone. Sources claim others connected to past projects may come forward once legally able, potentially establishing a pattern too significant to ignore. If Baldoni's allegations are validated, the fallout could be catastrophic, shattering one of Hollywood's most respected brands. But if his claims are ultimately disproven, Ryan and Blake could emerge even stronger, reframing the controversy as a cautionary tale about opportunism in the industry. Even if Justin Baldoni's lawsuit ultimately loses traction, the resurfacing of past disputes has already reshaped public perception. The once unshakable image of Ryan Reynolds as everyone's best friend and Blake Lively as Hollywood's relatable sweetheart is beginning to fade, replaced by speculation of a far more calculated and controlled partnership. Industry veterans like Quentin Tarantino and Chris Columbus distancing themselves from Ryan suggests deeper concerns about collaboration. And now, with the lawsuit making headlines, it may give younger actors and crew members the confidence to speak out about experiences they once stayed silent on to protect their careers. At its core, the controversy raises a larger question. Can Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively maintain their power couple status in an industry that rewards reinvention, but punishes perceived dishonesty? Their influence remains.